Well, good afternoon. My name is Nina Matei, and I'm a master's student here at the University of Florida. And I want to thank the Daycare Association for allowing me to present to your May 2017 meeting. What I'd like to talk with you about today is something that I call No Time for Playtime. And this is a disaster and emergency management plan for daycares. And what it'll hopefully help you do is help your business to stay in business in case there's a disaster. So what we're actually not going to talk about today is the actual operation of a daycare, but we're going to talk about the pieces and parts that go into what we call a continuity of operations plan. And that's actually kind of important because being a daycare in our community means that you're a really important part of helping the whole community to be better prepared. And the reason I say that is because if we can help daycares to continue their operations after an emergency or a disaster like a tropical storm or like the wildfires we've been having, well then we can help our community get back to work. And that's really important for what we call emergency services or essential services like law enforcement, fire rescue, emergency management, nurses, and doctors. So I think if we could just take a couple of minutes, I'll run through the idea of our continuity of operations plan, and that'll give you a sense for what you can do as a business owner to help your business survive a disaster. Okay? So what I'd like to do is start out by saying that No Time for Playtime includes a lot of the things that you've already been doing. It includes fire drills, facility inspections, ways to contact your parents and your staff. What I'm proposing is that you take all of those pieces and add a little bit more to it, and by kind of creating a package, what you have is a solution for your business to stay in business after a disaster happens. So really, what does that take? It really takes a look at this workbook that we've developed, taking next steps after you've worked through the worksheets, and then looking at the appendices which talk about communicable disease, emergency contact lists, and something that you might not have thought about, having agreements with other daycare providers. So if your facility is impacted and you already have an agreement in place, you can take your children and you can go to that other facility, and then you continue your operations, and you could vice versa help a fellow daycare as well. The other part of it that you might not have is having a little bit more of what we call an emergency plan, thinking about illness and outbreaks. And I know that you guys deal with things like Shigella and all sorts of communicable illnesses already, being a daycare with lots of little ones. But then also what I think is important for this project is that the workbook has forms that you can fill out, and you can do them one by one, you can do them as a group, maybe you have a staff member who's particularly good at this, so you can partner with them, or maybe you can partner with another daycare. And what you can do is then create your own emergency response plan. It fits your business. It's as simple or as complex as you want it to be, and it works for you. And the part of it that I would like to offer is that I would be glad to work with you each step of the way as you work to improve what we call an all hazards plan. So I know that I've talked about a lot of information all at the front. If you have any questions now, we can take questions and answers, and then I can describe and explain maybe a couple more pieces of the workbook and the next steps that you might take.